Last time on Trials of Mana.
You need to bomb this rock. Master, there's a 60% chance that there's a monster attacking the ship. Meanwhile, there's tentacles protruding from the walls. It's like, you don't say!
Episode 9, Lost in the Molebear Moors. Alright, we're back with some more Trials of Mana. In the last part, we achieved the Nitromite.
Yes.
And we also have Gnome as one of our spirits as well.
I really like the spirits. I feel like that'd be a little painting I would want to do.
Yeah?
It's just one with all the little spirits.
That'd be cool. Would you have Fairy in the center? Or do you feel like that'd be too busy?
I would, but I would have to really figure it out because that is
I only
already...
say that because that's the official wallpaper.
Yeah, I was going to say that is one of the official artworks. So I would either have to credit the artist or figure out my own, like, rendition of it. Which isn't a problem. Like, I have no problem crediting the artist, but I also don't want to steal their artwork, you know?
Exactly. So, like, you want to, like, do their characters in, like, a different way.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Well, not necessarily, like, a different way, but, like, maybe find pictures in our playthrough, like, of each character and then kind of, like, paste them all together in their own, like, new forms.
Maybe Charlotte shouldn't be carrying the Nitromite.
Well,
just an idea. It's just like, Reese, be an adult. Carry the Nitromite for us.
Reese is like, I'm 16. She's 30.
Charlotte's like, technically, I'm the oldest.
I know.
Like, no. Put that down.
Put that down. Don't touch
What do you
that.
think you're doing? Don't be ridiculous, Charlotte.
Oh my goodness. My very first job, I worked at Kennywood.
Yeah.
Okay. All the way back in the day. And I was a caterer, and there was a woman I worked with, and her name was Rose, and she was the funniest old lady I've ever met in my life.
Is that so?
She was so cute, but she was sassy as all get up.
All right, let's hear some.
Well, she was Jamaican.
Oh.
And she always talked about, like, her childhood in Jamaica. Very interesting woman, like...
What would a father say? I'll tell you what a father say. He say he gonna kill himself a crowd. That's what a father say.
Well, like, there was this kid, and he would always leave, like, the salads and the pickles and the tomatoes and stuff for burgers outside.
Okay.
Instead of putting it in the cooler. And Rose would see it, and she'd walk over and she'd go, "Who did this? Throw that in the cooler." And it was just the cute, like... I know it's wrong to be like, that was the cutest thing ever, but just, like, listening to her talk, I was just like, I want to listen to you talk all the time.
Okay.
But throw that in the cooler.
It's like the one caretaker that always goes after
Yes!
like, Josh or whatever. It's like, what are you doing? That's illegal.
I love the Jamaican accent. I love it so much. And it was so funny because she is sassy. Oh man, she was so sassy. She was not afraid to tell customers how it was. She was like, I am old and I'm Jamaican. Come at me. Like,
good for her.
Yeah. She was a beast. I've never seen a woman tray cheese so quickly.
Tray cheese.
Yes.
Ooh.
Because when you would go on, like, big picnics like that, we would have, it was 100 slices of cheese per layer.
Okay.
And depending on the size of the picnic, you would have however many layers of cheese in a pan.
Okay.
So it's like if there was, 50...
Aw, this is the same stuff as last time.
He's still dancing.
Keep on dancing.
I kind of want to put different music to him and just see what works.
That'd be interesting. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I.
Yeah, just his little dance going on.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Yep, pretty much. This ain't me rolling.
Hold on. I'm coming.
I feel like any 80s ballad, he would work too. But yeah, the cheese.
The cheese.
For like a picnic of 50 people, there would be like 2 layers of cheese. And she could tray like 100 pieces of cheese easy in under a minute.
Wow.
Like, she was lightning hands.
The cheese wizard, as they say.
Yeah. She was a beast.
Well, how about that? All right, so we got the Nitromite. Now we can use the cannon.
Excellent!
Bombs away.
Fire the cannon! That scared so many people at the Ren Fair.
It didn't scare me, but I felt the wind. Like the shockwave. I was like...
Yeah, I felt like the reverb.
I was just like,
'Cause,
wow.
like, anyone who's ever been to any of the Renaissance festivals, they always open it the same way. They fire a cannon. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's when the doors open. Because, A, that just lets everybody know, the actors and everything, like, hey, doors are open, get in character.
Yep.
You know, it makes sure everybody's ready. I just think it's funny. Because I like, pointed it out when we drove in, and I was like, oh, there's the girl with the cannon.
Mm-hmm.
This is the revolution.
I liked how all the people at the top were like waving. I knew they were waving to us, but I couldn't comprehend like what they were saying. But it was basically like, it's not just that
Yeah,
line
there's more than one line.
spread out.
Oh, see, they always just wave in general. So
Exactly.
It's just like, oh, hey.
But, like, I could tell because he kept repeating the motion. It was like,
Oh, yeah. There were so many people.
all right. So this little feature, I don't think we talked about it yet. But in the Super Nintendo version, it actually like pans all over the
I just
overworld.
think it's funny that they're ass over tin cups instead of like spinning like a bullet or something. They just like
Yeah.
yeah.
But unfortunately, due to technology or whatever reason, they decided to just like shoot them out and do a loading screen. But in the Super Nintendo version, you fire out of a cannon and then it shows like the overworld map and then your little sprites go like,
Oh, so okay.
and then they fall in the part of the map where you're going to.
I feel like it would be easier.
I love that he lands on his feet though. And he's always like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
It's like me when I used to jump from the top of the steps to the bottom as a kid. I'd be like, I don't have to take the steps. I can jump right to the bottom.
Just holes.
And now I'm just like, oh, I can't even just miss one step or I'm in
know.
trouble.
No one
We've
is
reached
perfect
the
and
age
no
where
one's
it's
tried.
like you sleep with the wrong pillow and it's like you have a broken neck.
Let us be off, everyone.
Or like today at Applebee's where it's just like, watch the steps. And I was still like, yep,
I know.
I'm watching them.
Oh, the host, he was like, just be careful on the steps. And they were like super shallow, but they were just unexpected. So like I was expecting a deeper step and I was like, oh, okay, that's like an inch high. It's literally a bump. Like,
Like I didn't fall, but I was just like, well, I'm watching them. I'm watching them make a fool out of me.
I know, we've reached the age. It's awful.
It quite much is. All right, so we're in the Molebear Moors. This is a very confusing area because you have both above ground, underground, it kind of like twists and turns. And this was the area where you like dropped off and you thought you had to explore the moor some more. But actually from your drop off point, you go right into like the Dark Gem Valley or something like
Yeah,
that.
and I just didn't because I was like, oh, I'm not here yet.
You're like, oh, okay, I go to the moors. And you're like, where the hell is the next Benevodon?
I know,
And
that
I'm just
was like,
hold
that
on.
was the first, I think that was the first moment where I was like, can you look this up for me? Because I just can't figure it out.
In this game,
Yeah. Whereas a lot of the other games, it's like the loading screen for the welcome, like choose your character. I'm like, so you have that website up, right?
Yeah.
So I know what to do.
I had it up throughout Zelda.
Yeah.
Just in
Yeah, I
case,
did.
because you'd be like,
And I didn't like
know what
follow.
I'm
I
doing.
didn't like follow it verbatim, but
No, you
anytime I
didn't.
started to like wander around and not know what to do next, I would pull it up and be like, okay, I'm here. Like,
Yeah, because you'd go in circles, so you'd be like, okay, I've already been in this room.
Yeah.
Is there something in this room? I'm like, hang on, let me check.
yeah.
Hang on, I'll go ask the chef.
I'm not the sharpest marble in the bag.
You're all there, just all like, is there anything in this game not swimming in gravy?
Pretty much. I feel like I am Yzma.
You can be.
So every time I'm like, I wonder what Disney character I am, because it's like you have a Disney character that like it's clearly you, and I'm like, I don't know,
I'm
I
Merlin.
don't really know who I am. I'm Yzma. I think it just hit me. I'm Yzma. I'm a mixture of Yzma and Kronk. Like I am them as a unit.
Kronk, why did I think you could do this? This one simple thing. It's like I'm talking to a monkey. A big, stupid monkey named Kronk. You want to know something else? I never liked your spinach puffs.
Oh my gosh, the part
Never.
that is the main part where I'm like, yep, those are both me.
That's
like,
it. She's going down.
Is when he's like, but I mean the spinach puffs, and she goes, oh, all right, maybe one, and a small cup of coffee. Okay, maybe one cup of coffee. Like, you can persuade me to do almost anything with a cup of coffee.
Why, I'm his great aunt. Twice removed. God, I love that movie.
I feel like it's such an underrated movie. Like, you see all the things for other movies that I feel like are underrated. Like, you see Stitch a lot.
Really? Stitch
Lilo
kind of
and
died
Stitch.
down quite a bit.
I know at work we have a lot of Stitch things.
Like, Olaf kind of like
yeah.
took over Stitch.
But, like, you never see anything from Emperor's New Groove.
No.
And it makes me sad because it's such a good movie. I feel like Kronk's New Groove killed it.
Either that or Emperor's New School, the TV show.
Oh.
It's like, to be fair, like, a lot of good Disney movies eventually revolve.
Yeah, go into having
into,
a
like,
TV show.
TV shows and series. Like, I forgot there was a Little Mermaid TV series.
What?
Yeah, Tim Curry was like one of the villains because of course he was.
Yeah,
The
naturally.
evil manta ray.
For sure.
Ah.
Because I know that there were like 3 Little Mermaids.
Audience with the Hero King.
Yes, there were
Where
3
like
mermaid
Melody,
movies.
their daughter.
I'm a Vulsane
Ursula's crazy sister.
It's a long story.
Who's Ursula's crazy sister?
I think her name's Morgana, and she's basically the same actress, but they didn't do like a lower register.
Okay.
But it's Pat Carroll again. And like she has some
So
funny.
cute.
Oh my god.
I saw
just
her
like,
for the
"She's
first time and I was
adorable."
like, oh, I want to pinch her cheeks. Like, she's so cute. She's just like this little apple doll lady and I just love it.
Good luck.
And I think the third movie is actually a prequel. Because it's called like Ariel's Beginning. Because I see it at the store all the time.
Oh. I think they have that with like young King Triton and Ariel's mother.
Oh, okay.
I've seen pictures,
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
but I thought it was just fan art, if I'm being honest.
But I know Aladdin was the same way. It got 2 sequels. I actually really like Aladdin and the King of Thieves. It's about him finding his dad.
I haven't seen any of the Disney classics, the Renaissance, their sequels. I've never seen.
They are
The,
varying
like-
degrees.
I've
Some of them
never
are
seen
awful.
Lion
Some of them
King
are surprisingly
sequels.
really good.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just never have.
I mean, don't feel too guilty. A lot of it's like a blessing. I'm not
Yeah.
like, oh, you haven't seen the sequels? I'm like, oh god, you haven't
I
seen
mean,
the
I
sequels.
was like,
God bless you.
I was like dead when I found out there were like 4 Cinderellas. I'm like, what else is there to say? Like, I feel like they wrapped it up pretty good.
And like, yet there's only one Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. I'm like, if any of them have room for a
I'm like,
sequel.
But she was asleep half of her movie. She could use a sequel. Mulan 2.
Oh, my Lanta. What do they talk about in them though? Because they all wrap up. They all get
Hunchback
the, like,
of Notre Dame 2.
How?
Notre Dame. Which one is it?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah. That was the first time.
Like,
Quasimodo gets a girlfriend in that one.
oh boy.
Because that's the fucking point.
God. I love how everyone is like, French is such a beautiful language, and then they all like shit all over German. Have you ever heard like French people speaking?
Yeah.
They have very ugly R's.
Ooh, okay, alright. Take that
It's
profanity
like-
out of here.
It's still like the throaty R.
Okay.
Unless you're in southern France where they roll their R's, then it is really pretty because it sounds a lot like Spanish.
Yeah.
But like northern France, they have like the R's.
That's how Milo talks.
I know. Well, Milo speaks Dutch. Have you ever heard Dutch? It is just cat hiss language. Milo
He
just
walks by
walks
Stratton
past.
with just this disgust face.
He's like, you know what? F you guys.
Screw you guys, I'm going home. Poor Milo.
He's such a funny little dude.
But no, we could always like binge the Disney sequels.
Oh my god.
Like some of them are like intentionally funny, some of them are unintentionally funny, and some of them are just sad.
Like the only sequels that I've heard good things about is the Lion King sequels.
I really like the third Aladdin movie.
Those
Maybe
are,
it's not good,
like-
but like I really liked it. What do you
See,
mean
I
by
don't-
sequels? Okay, I keep forgetting about Lion King 1.5.
Yeah. So it's like Lion King 2 and then Lion King 1.5, right?
Lion King 1.5 is kind of like
It's the Timon and Pumbaa
the
story.
Deadpool movie, but with Disney characters, because like Timon breaks the fourth wall a
love it.
lot.
See, and it's like those are ones that I'd like to see. I just never have.
Like at the opening, they like go through. The movie starts, hallelujah, and he like speeds through and he's like, Timon, what are you doing? We're skipping to the good part where we show up. Just like, but you're gonna miss half the movie. Ah, what do they know?
Oh, Malanta. But yeah, I mean, just like what?
A lot of things.
I'm just curious, like, what is the point of like Cinderella 3?
It prints money.
But did it? Because they were all like direct to VHS. So they didn't go into theater.
Right.
Like,
I guess it was just to like keep using the brand.
I can't imagine they made that much money. Like, at least not as much money as it would have been worth the animators making a new movie.
I'm pretty sure Return of Jafar had like a brief theatrical run. Maybe. I could be remembering that wrong. Return of Jafar had something special.
Yeah, I don't
know if it was like a huge premiere or like what it was.
because
But
I
like
remember.
Return of Jafar was the pilot for the Aladdin television series.
When did Pocahontas 2 come out?
Oh, wow. Pocahontas 2 is funny because that one's more historically accurate than Pocahontas 1.
I didn't see it. Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World, 1998.
Wow, so that was like 4 years later.
Yeah. So, because I remember, the first time I saw Pocahontas, like the first movie, was right when Pocahontas 2 was coming out.
Okay.
And my mom took me and my brother to the drive-in to watch both of them.
Okay.
So it was like a nice, like, she packed us food and like snacks and stuff, and we went to the drive-in, but it had stormed.
Oh.
And her window on the minivan we were driving broke, and she got
brother.
out of the car to try and pull the window up and was hit by lightning, and we didn't stay for the rest of the movie. So
I love that shit.
Yeah, so like the first time that I remember seeing Pocahontas, we didn't actually see the full movie. We only saw part of it because my mom got struck by lightning and we had to leave. But I think it was my grandma ended up buying it on VHS.
Okay.
But that means we never saw Pocahontas 2.
Gotcha.
Because we missed that part of the drive-in. She was fine. Like, it wasn't like one of those lightning strikes where it's like insta-death. Obviously.
Obviously.
My mom was electrocuted a lot.
Oh my god.
Like, it was sad.
It's a miracle she survived as long as she did.
It kind of is.
From the stories you tell.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Makes me even more concerned about you. It's just like,
No,
watch
I'm
your ass.
way more careful than my mom was. There's
Watch
like,
your ass.
like when her doctors told her like, hey, you're not allowed to lift more than 5 pounds anymore. She was like, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
I know my limits now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to hurt myself,
Well, that's good.
over trying to move something that I easily could ask for help with. It's not imminent that it needs to be done immediately. So
Gotcha.
I'm not going to hurt myself. Whereas my mom would be like, shit needs done! And she'd like put it on her back and just like, keep going. I'm not going to do that.
All right. So remember when you said like you just kind of get lost in Yeez and like get
Yes.
a little over leveled? That's kind of what's happening now.
Yes.
Cause like I know where I'm supposed to be going. I want to get like
It's
this,
just a matter of finding which mole hole.
but I also want to see if I can get like more chests. Cause like there's one chest just floating out in the water that I'm just like trying to get.
It is in one of the hills because I did go down that one.
Okay.
Like I remember getting the chest. But that's
Like-
because I thought I had to explore 100% of
Okay.
everything. So I spent a lot of time here.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to get as many chests as possible, but again, like tick-tock goes the clock. Eventually, it's just like, well, see, that one just floating out there.
Oh, you can't just run out and get it?
No,
Are you sure?
pretty damn sure.
I mean, I was playing on easy though too.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I don't think it's gonna be like easy mode. You can walk on water.
Because no, there are some where like you can walk through the water.
Yeah, but it would be evident on the map.
Okay.
Like, it would show you a path of, like, you can walk on this, even though on the game it would be like, oh, that's water. But the map clearly says this is a walkable path,
Okay.
so I'll take it.
I was gonna say, because I might actually be confusing Ys and Trials of Mana with
I mean, they're very similar.
walking through the water. Like, the environments are very similar.
Yes.
I still think Trials of Mana's a little bit prettier.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I like the creature design of Ys a bit more.
Oh, yeah. These ones are very cute.
Yeah, they're too cute.
Yeah, they're very, very cute.
Whereas
It's almost like you're
in
fighting
Ys,
Pokemon.
I feel like you're actually like fighting these dangerous inhabitants of this
Yeah.
island.
Yeah, everything is dangerous. Whereas these ones, you have like little rabbits. You're just like,
Little rabbits, little moles.
little
and it's just like,
hedgehogs.
I guess I'll fight these guys. Well, that in Ys has just a lot more in combat.
yeah.
Like, there's a lot more you can do when it comes to combat. No, I'm not.
I have no idea where you are. Where even are you right now?
Trying to find the right tunnel.
Well,
That's all I'm trying to do.
Kevin's like, okay.
But, and like, it's a toss-up when it comes to music.
Oh, you could probably.
Both have incredible, excuse me, let me go. Both have incredible soundtracks.
Yeah. That's what I meant by like how you can run through the water.
Yeah, but see on the map how like it shows the water
Yeah.
of which I can traverse.
So you can run through some of the water, but not all of it.
But like right here, you're gonna see coming up. I don't know how to get to that island over there. And I mean, maybe like I'll just cut the footage later and like show up there or just explain. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. But I'm just like, I don't know how to get there. So I can either pretend, it's not important.
Yeah. But yeah, as you were saying with the music for both are really good, but they're very different. I don't even know if they're comparable
Okay.
to one another. Because this music is very orchestral, whereas like Ys is very much like metal.
Synthetic rock.
Yeah.
With some like light metal motifs.
Yeah, it's very much like a harder sound.
Okay.
So I don't know, like, comparing them, because it's like, if you like classical music, you'll really like Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
But if you like rock and roll, you'll very much like Ys.
Okay.
But they're both great.
Yeah, they are both really good. And like the combat's similar to where it's just like, she really liked Trials of Mana, let's just throw in Ys,
Yeah.
maybe she'll enjoy it. Because you've had a difficult time getting grabbed by another game since you beat Link's Awakening.
Yeah, which was forever ago.
More or less.
Yeah, like last winter.
We have earned a rest.
Yeah.
It is unwise to get in our way.
I don't know what it is.
I don't either, but we started quite a few games
And it's
since
just-
Zelda and
yeah.
now, and like, Ys is the one that you keep at least going back to.
Yeah.
That being said, we also found a DS, and you have yet to go back to that.
I did play it a couple of times, but I haven't like sat down and played it for hours. You
Right.
know what I mean? I am very curious as to what the Harry Potter game is like.
So am I.
But I have Brain Age in there right now.
Oh, that's cool. Brain Age is always fun. They're doing a new one for the Switch.
Are they?
Yeah, like Big Brain Academy or something like that. It's something similar in that series, and it's about like you take the gamepad and you can like split it between and for 2 players and stuff like that. Because the Switch is designed to be like very compatible for like party games.
Okay.
Like there's a multitude of uses you can use for multiplayer party games. And Big Brain Academy is like one of the games that's really advertising that.
Well, it's like I've always enjoyed the idea of like games that help keep you sharp. Because I don't want to be one of those like forgetful old ladies that are like, oh my goodness.
But no, it wasn't in the Nintendo Direct, but I did see an ad for it recently.
Okay.
No. We recently saw the Nintendo Direct, and I think Nintendo's killing it. With like the kind of titles coming out, and like there's a bit of variety.
Yeah.
There's platformers, there's RPGs, there's
There
that
are
triangle
games
strategy.
that I was just like surprised that I didn't know that they were doing. So I'm so used to like associating Nintendo with like wholesome games. Like I didn't know Bayonetta was Nintendo.
So Bayonetta is not Nintendo published.
Okay.
They are or developed. They are like the producers.
Okay.
So like, here's what happened with Bayonetta. Bayonetta was owned by Sega, and Sega was losing money. And the creator of Bayonetta said, "Please, someone grab us." And Nintendo said, "All right."
Okay.
Because like Nintendo was constantly like, criticism of you only cater to like the casuals and stuff like that. Would it kill you to have like a hardcore? And Nintendo said, "We're not going to develop any, but we can produce them.
Yeah.
We can like buy companies that produce that mature content and be like, okay, this is for
There
the
you go.
hardcore." But like Miyamoto-san, he has no interest in making anything
Yeah.
like.
He seems like he is how I
Gritty.
feel inside, where it's just like you keep that shit to yourself,
Yeah.
and then just like nice,
It
happy,
is
fun
unwise
stuff.
to get in our way.
I knew
everyone else.
Bayonetta wouldn't be for you, but like,
See though, it's
I
like
really
the game itself
enjoy
looks
the
really
gameplay.
cool. Like the monsters look really cool. Like her aesthetic doesn't bother me.
okay.
I feel like it's going to be her banter,
Yes.
where I'm just gonna be like, can we just mute it?
So it might be a gaming cats and dogs series where just everything's muted and
Yeah,
you just
we're
watch.
like, I don't hear it anyway, because when we record, like the volume is turned all the way down, so that we don't hear it in the mic.
Yep.
But because the game itself looks really cool,
Okay.
and you know, the way that she's designed, I wasn't expecting when you were like, yeah, she's a stripper, demon hunter, but also doesn't like angels.
She's an Umbra witch. Her techniques are similar to a stripper's, but she's not officially a stripper.
She's a stripper.
Oh,
Like,
fine, she's a
just-
stripper.
Like,
Have such power within me.
I was expecting a different aesthetic for her, so I was pleasantly surprised. Like, she's fully clothed,
Yes.
which I wasn't expecting for Bayonetta. I don't know.
I mean, there's more to it, but basically, you got it.
Yeah. So like I said, the game looks cool, the gameplay looks cool, the monsters look really cool.
Oh yeah, I love the monster designs in the Bayonetta series. But that's because the original creator was in charge of Devil May Cry. And then Capcom was kind of like, you can kind of do your own thing if you want. I don't remember Capcom's actual policy. I think this was just at the time where they were just like, we don't really like the Western market right now. We don't like producing these games. So we're just going to lay low. Because like the creator of Mega Man went off, the creator of Devil May Cry went off. Like a lot of big time creators of Capcom just left. And it's just like, well, I no longer own Devil May Cry, so I'm just going to do my own series. And he did Bayonetta.
Okay.
So like the two are very similar. That being said, since we're talking about the Nintendo Direct, we have to talk about the cast for the Mario movie.
Like, everyone...
Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia.
Oh my god. There is no Carol in HR!
Easy with reliable companions.
Everyone is saying how excited they are for Jack Black to be Bowser. I am not. The only character that I think is gonna, like, blow it out of the water is Charlie Day as Luigi.
Every time they revealed like a new cast member, I'm like, is this a joke?
It's just, like, their names.
Like
They
it was just-
got this cast for their names.
I got very nervous because
Like-
at first I was like, Chris Pratt as Mario, you gotta be kidding me. And then like they did Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, and as soon as it was like Keegan or something like that as Toad,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, this is gonna be terrible. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, I'm like, this might be terrible.
Yeah, I feel like they were just like, let's get high profile names and put them in these characters, but I don't think that they are going to be the character.
I don't know, but again,
Is in danger.
Nintendo knows
Yeah.
what they're looking for. They know these characters. They've bred them for well over 30 years.
Yeah.
So, like, at the end of the day, it's Nintendo's final say, Miyamoto-san. So I'm praying to my heart that, like, they know something I don't know.
Yeah, that maybe they have. I just.
Like, I've been wrong before. Like, I've seen actors and I'm just like, Heath Ledger as the Joker? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That fucking dude from 10 Things I Hate About You, boom, is the best fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig as James Bond? Are you kidding me? He's not Sean Connery. Boom, best thing in the goddamn world.
Yeah.
So you never know.
I mean, I get the idea. It's just, what direction are they gonna go? Are they gonna go with the original, like, Mario's a Brooklyn plumber, or are they gonna go with, like, the Italian guy?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what is Chris Pratt going to do? What
find
voice
out.
will he do? Who knows?
In holiday 2022. Will it be better than the Sonic movie? Who knows? That was a pleasant surprise.
It was a pleasant surprise.
All right, so Valsena is under attack. The Crimson Wizard has laid siege. Come on, Kevin and girls. Let's go get him. In the next part, we're gonna save Valsena. Yes, we're gonna protect the Hero King.
Ooh.
See you then.